Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and there was a really big announcement today. Apparently, HBO Max got all the U.S. streaming rights to the Studio Ghibli library. This is big news. This is big news if you pay attention to what like Netflix is doing and what Disney is doing, because Studio Ghibli is well respected, and it does kind of feel like HBO Max is going for more of a, I don't want to say like a scattershot of content like Netflix and like Disney Plus is doing, but they want a more curated streaming service with a lot of good content that keeps people coming back for the quality. And honestly, Studio Ghibli Library is one that could really get the attention of a lot of anime fans, which are currently right now looking at Netflix as their number one home when it comes to streaming. Outside of, I don't know if you have Crunchyroll or something, but like, come on, who is that? Anyway, this is what it says here. HBO Max is taking the U.S. streaming rights to Japan's Oscar-winning animation house, Studio Ghibli, which reps the first time the latter's content has been licensed to a streamer. The deal with North American distributor GKIDS includes 21 Studio Ghibli movies: Castle in the Sky, The Cat Returns, a whole bunch of them. Looking here, we get to see Ponyo, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away. There's a bunch of them there. My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle. God, that movie was bad. Sue me, it was bad. But like other than that, Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke are like absolute classics. I mean, anything that Miyazaki makes really is fantastic, with the exception of Howl's Moving Castle. But anyway, Studio Ghibli films are visually breathtaking, completely immersive experiences, said Kevin Riley, the chief content officer of HBO Max and president of TNT, TBS, and True TV. This dude runs a lot of stuff. Saying here, it's exciting, enchanting, deeply humanistic. These wonderful films have captured people's hearts around the world, and we're proud to showcase them in an accessible way for more fans through HBO Max. The accessible part of that too is a little bit kind of weird to me, right? Because GKIDS will license, Ghibli films often around the country. They play them oftentimes. And these are movies like, look, most animated movies you can watch on your phone and not like really lose anything. Okay. When we talk about like cinematic experiences, regardless of how I feel about the plot of Howl's Moving Castle, it is a tour de force of animation. Same with Mononoke and Spirited Away. Like these are just absolute treasures in regards to how they're made. And so seeing them on as big of a screen as humanly possible, presented in their original format, I believe is, to me, more of a treat than just watching them on my TV. But I've got a 49-inch 4K UHD TV. So it's like, am I really going to be missing out on much? Is at the end of the day what I'm going to be asking myself as I'm watching these things when I get HBO Max. So Studio Ghibli here says, we're excited to be working with HBO Max to bring the complete collection of Studio Ghibli films to the streaming audiences in the U.S. As a premium content brand. You have to love the wording there, premium content brand. HBO Max is an ideal home for our films. Upon the launch of the service this spring, existing Ghibli fans will be able to enjoy their favorites and delve deeper into the library, while whole new audiences will be able to discover our films for the first time. And that is, again, the major part of that there, right? HBO Max is going to give you so much for what it's going to cost. Like, you're going to get a lot of content with that. And so really it's going to be fascinating to see like how many people then discover Studio Ghibli. I kind of want to sit there. This is going to sound a little bit weird, but back in 2011, when Netflix brought the first 4 seasons of Mad Men and the first 3 seasons of Breaking Bad to the streaming service in September 2011, so many people dived on that, right? They dove on that. They jumped on it in a heartbeat, and both were consumed. Breaking Bad's success, its future success, the fact that we got El Camino last week is because of Netflix bringing the shows over. The shows were just devoured by people because they're both really good. And as a result of that, new fans were made. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a big part of this. Like I said, Netflix has a lot to do with anime. They're the home for anime. And a lot of fans out there go to Netflix to watch anime. And it's a huge library of it there. Like, they invest a lot of money into it. So this seems like a curated brand. Keep in mind, it was a premium content brand, right? They said that. So it's like they want to make sure this is high quality stuff and not low quality trash that Netflix gets a lot of the time. And what probably eventually Disney Plus is going to be putting on their network when they drop, like 10 million on a made for TV movie or something, and they end up putting it out, like as just filler. I think HBO is going to go for a bit more of a curated thing. But another factor here that I thought was interesting was I thought Disney had the rights to this. I thought Disney was very much involved, and it turns out they weren't. So looking over here on the Disney fandom Wikia, we can see here that Disney did have the distribution rights for this. But in 2011, they sold it to GKIDS. But they do actually still have the Taiwanese Japanese home media rights for the Studio Ghibli library. So again, this is all for the North American marketplace, right? The North American market. And that's going to be interesting because what about overseas, right? There's anime fans in Europe. There's anime fans in South America. There's anime Ghibli fans all over the world. And they're not going to be able to see it because it's not going to be on the docket for them. And that is something that I do believe is a bit of a red flag in regards to bringing over some of these products to this service. Like you don't just want region-specific content. This is why piracy happens. This is why all of these things happen because they keep doing it. So yeah, Disney ended up getting rid of it a while ago because they basically got rid of it because they didn't feel they needed it anymore. They were pimping it for a while. You know, I remember going to like Comic-Con and they were pushing Ponyo. And they were like, you know, doing, we're going to be bringing Mononoke and Spirited Away to DVD. And they were like, we're going to be the distributor of Miyazaki movies. And they brought him to Comic-Con, or they brought someone to Comic-Con or something. They made a big deal of it. And then I guess maybe that they just didn't sell. And as a result of that, when something doesn't sell at Disney, they cut it loose. And so they sold the rights to GKIDS, and GKIDS has been touring it around and making money. And now they just signed a huge deal with Warner. But I honestly thought that these movies would probably end up on Disney Plus, and it just almost feels like a direct competition, like not going to Netflix, but going to something else, as a huge middle finger to Disney is what I think this whole thing is. And you know what? Look, I'm for it. All right. If Disney cut them loose for whatever reason, this is, not going to go back in to the company that cut you loose. This is going to be going to their competitor and bringing some high quality premium animation that is revered the world over, and that people will definitely be watching and new fans can be experiencing. And I do look forward to new fans discovering Spirited Away and Mononoke and enjoying them for what they are, which is breathtaking and amazing and top tier animation that we just don't see in today's computer generated CGI environment. Don't get me wrong. Animation on Frozen looks great, but if you ask me, do you want animation like Frozen or Wreck-It Ralph 2, or do you want, animation like Spirited Away and Mononoke and all the other films? I'm like, I'm gonna go for the 2D, the hand drawn, because it just feels like it's lived in and it feels better, and I like that. So anyway, I leave it to you. Your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you all later. If you made it this far, do me a solid. Type in Ghibli in the chat. GHILBI, or IBLI. If I could even talk, you can read it on the screen. And leave a comment, leave a like, all that jazz. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and peace out.